Bullseye.
Hey guys, welcome to Braddels Gaming and to another episode of the Far Cry 5 Community Creation Series. In this series, I feature other people's maps on the Far Cry 5 arcade, and today, in honor of Star Wars Day, I thought we'd feature an insane recreation of the Millennium Falcon in Far Cry 5's map editor. So strap yourselves in, and may the 4th be with you. This is Millennium Falcon by Slim Hyperion 468, a team deathmatch map on the Xbox that pays homage to the iconic spaceship, and in Docking Bay 327, no less. Right off the bat, I love that the spaceship isn't just a custom structure that looks cool from the outside, but is something that can actually be walked through as well. The exterior looks awesome and really stays true to its source material, but that extra level of detail inside the ship as well really exemplifies this recreation to the next level. The spaceship's interior has enough detail inside which makes it believable for the players, whilst not being too cluttered either, allowing for smooth player movement through the winding paths inside. But also, whether it's the Millennium Falcon itself or the docking bay around it, Slim Hyperion has done a fantastic job of using the Far Cry 5's map editor assets to remain so faithful to the Star Wars lore and universe, with super high ceilings, gangways, lighting, and all the spacey themed cargo control panel security doors, force fields, and other things that you'd expect to find in a setting such as this. Slim even puts in a sneaky shaft, like the one Vader throws Palpatine down into, which is essentially just a really big rectangular hole. Now you'd think this would be noticeable enough for players to avoid it, however I'm pretty sure from memory that a few years ago when I played this map, I accidentally fell into it, running away from an enemy player. So actually it's pretty effective in being a sneaky booby trap. Nonetheless, the Millennium Falcon itself looks absolutely amazing. Every part of it, every angle that you look at the Millennium Falcon, it looks really cool, and Slim Hyperion did a really good job to get the scale right and just make this thing look so amazing. I mean, I've used that word so many times, but it really is just such a cool creation. And I haven't even mentioned the TIE fighters that are also in this docking bay, which also are very faithful to the source material. They really do look like real TIE fighters, and it really does blow my mind how creators such as these are able to put together these maps, because I know that I would absolutely not have the patience nor skill to be able to pull off something like this. But enough of the amazing visuals on this map, because we already know how crazy and how cool they are. Let's now talk about the gameplay. I usually do all the pros of a map first and then move to the cons, but today I'm going to sneak in what I think is really only the map's singular flaw here, and that's the mounted gun you saw me firing earlier. I believe this is one of two mounted guns on the map, the other being on top of the Millennium Falcon, but for now let's talk about the one that I was shooting at lots of people with. This gun pretty much has a vantage point across the entire map, and that's not necessarily a bad thing as it does serve as a great vantage point to track enemy player movements, but this 50 caliber gun, whilst it's super fun to use, is also extremely OP, especially in a map like this one where most of the map is just open space. The other mounted gun on top of the Millennium Falcon should serve as a deterrent, however this gun doesn't have the ability to turn all the way to the other mounted gun's position to give it some contest, because of where and how it's positioned on top of the Millennium Falcon. So my two recommendations here would be to try and find a way for the gun on the Millennium Falcon to be able to turn 360 degrees, and secondly downgrade the mounted gun on the spawn side of my map, or rather the side that I spawned on, to the M60 mounted gun, which fires quicker but has much less damage per bullet and is more inaccurate as well. I just feel like this would really balance the map out, because as soon as one person accesses the 50 cal mounted gun on this map, as I do to great effect on my two playthroughs that you see in today's video, they usually become unstoppable for a decent chunk of game time, which can spoil the fun for anyone not on the mounted gun. Additionally, having something so powerful such as this on just one side of the map, which only favours one team, can mean the other team doesn't really stand a chance, particularly if the spawns don't flip. However, despite this flaw, I'd still affirm this map as a really fun map to play. The map's openness, I believe, is actually its strength, because it allows the players to see each other clearly, which is similar to a lot of the battles you see in Star Wars films or in Star Wars games like Battlefront. Unfortunately, Far Cry won't quite reach the same level of chaos given it's only a 6v6 shooter, but the movement in the Far Cry arcade is pretty freeing, with player movement around the map quite rapid, meaning you not only see where enemy players are, but you can also get to them a lot quicker than you can in a game like Battlefront. Even so, the point of Far Cry maps is mostly to give people a lot of different bite-sized experiences, so whilst the scale of these custom maps will likely never reach the same level of action as those big MMO shooter and battle royale games, they're still so fun to experience, albeit at a smaller level. Away from that deep dive though, the map gives players a bunch of different loadouts as well to suit different game styles, and the map feels fast without feeling too overwhelming. I think this is mostly due to the size of the map, but also the different levels of verticality it has, from the gangway level high above to the Millennium Falcon and turret positions, right down to the dock bay level. The map allows players to try out different approaches, including your classic run and gun and take cover style of gameplay you get with most shooters around the cargo containers and whatnot. Now this might wrap up the formal part of the video, but stick around to the end, because whilst today is May the 4th, you can fast track May the 5th, as there is some very interesting Far Cry Sith Lord gameplay right after today's main gameplay. The clip you will soon see is actually a super old clip from 5 years ago, back in the days when Sam Builds was still very much active on YouTube as a Far Cry content creator. This clip started because I went to go and do a takedown on Sam as we were on opposing teams, and this is where one of the most craziest gaming glitches I've ever seen began. A moment that made us all realize who the one true Sith Lord was: Sam. A Sith Lord that bounced around, stalked and toyed with its prey, going in for the kill in a very creepy poltergeist-like way. Anyways, I digress. I hope you all enjoy Sam the Sith Lord to close this video. And I hope you enjoyed today's map and video. If you enjoyed the map, then be sure to give it a go if you're on the Xbox. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to like and comment your thoughts. And if you love Far Cry, then be sure to join this Far Cry channel. You're very welcome, as we'd love to have you here for the journey. So, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for all channel notifications. I'm Braddels Gaming, I'm signing out now, and as always, have yourselves a great day. And happy Star Wars Day, everyone. May the 4th be with you.